If you want to really be involved in the world of finance, the number one thing to do is figure out Bitcoin. And understand the basis of crypto asset network, because 7.8 billion people are using money that's toxic, and the nature of money has been bifurcated, and now the medium of exchange portion of money is sitting in fiat currencies, and the store of value element of money is now migrating into crypto assets and into Bitcoin in specific. So everything you'd study in finance is going to be rendered largely irrelevant in the next 10 years unless you really grasp the underlying theory of money. I think that the best way to learn that is probably not in school at all. The truth is, you probably should go on YouTube, and you should, if you go to hope.com or the like, you'll find an entire set of videos on this. You can learn anything in YouTube. A lot of university courses are 10, 20, 30, 40 years behind the times, and there's a lot of inertia in them. But if I told you that somebody invented something 10 years ago that obsolesced 50 to 90% of the finance industry in the last decade, you would say, what is that thing? Well, that thing is Bitcoin. The fundamental, most important question every investor has today is, you take a spreadsheet and you write the years 2021, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 on it. And then you put in the percentage increase in the money supply that you expect the Fed or the EU central bank to print, and really just the Fed. And if you put in a number 0.00000, you're an optimist, right? And then you've got 1,000 complicated choices. But if you put in a number 15, 15, 15, 15, 15, you can't buy bonds, you can't buy real estate, you can't buy 95% of the stocks. And if you put in a number 20, 20, 20, if you think that the currency is going to weaken by 20%, all you can do is buy scarce assets, trophy assets, scarce art, Bitcoin, something which is not correlated to fiat cash flows, because everything else has been debased to the point that 1 million pages of information and strategy are all irrelevant. The models are all irrelevant. Everything you've learned in 30 years is all irrelevant. Best example, what are you going to buy in Venezuela or Zimbabwe if the currency collapses? It's going to work. And the answer is nothing. Nothing. If you're in Argentina and the peso slides from 3 pesos to the dollar to 150 pesos to the dollar, which is what happened in the last 10 years, there is no investment strategy, no money manager in Argentina, no portfolio of stocks, bonds, equity, derivatives, real estate, nothing which is going to work other than this one thing. You convert your pesos into dollars, you forward finance all your cash flows, you finance all your fixed assets, you issue as much equity as you can in pesos, you issue as much debt unsecured in pesos, convert it all to dollars, put it into a bank outside the control of the Argentine government so that they can't convert it back into pesos and debase it. And that's the only strategy. And what I've just described in a nutshell is the strategy of buying Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin's a bank in cyberspace. It's a hard asset. I take my money, I convert it to Bitcoin, I put it in a bank in cyberspace, and then I'm indifferent to how much currency gets printed by the Federal Reserve. And I've isolated my risk in that way. In addition to the digital transformation of the world, which says communications and coding are really important, there's a digital transformation of balance sheets. And the single biggest truth in the world is that 7.8 billion people are using toxic currency to store their value. And what they need to do is convert their treasuries from a toxic currency, which is losing 15% or more of its economic energy every year, to a perfected safe haven asset, of which the best in the world is Bitcoin. So convert your family treasury to Bitcoin, convert your personal treasury to Bitcoin, convert your company to Bitcoin. If you have an endowment, convert that to Bitcoin. If you run a city, convert that to Bitcoin. It's a very simple idea, which is you have the strongest asset in the world. You can't make any more of it. One day, billions of people will want to own it. They've all got to squeeze through this one nozzle. Every day, you can buy $1 billion, $2 billion of it. It's a bank in cyberspace. If you're holding $1 million in cash, you're losing 150,000 a year, or you lost 250,000 this year in purchasing power. It's just melting away. And so everybody on earth needs to figure out, how do I convert or digitally transform my balance sheet from something which is debasing to something which is accreting? And once you understand that idea, then it becomes pretty clear what else you want to do with your life, because there's a million other things that follow from it, that'll keep you busy once you get that big idea. The big ideas are NASDAQ. Big tech is beating S&P. It's up 57% year over year. It's beating S&P for a decade. It's 17% for a decade. If you buy a portfolio of bonds, they were getting 4.2% a year for a decade. This year, they got destroyed. They're minus 16%. Okay, that's all you need to know. Bottom line, bonds don't hold value. Big tech does hold value. S&P is the value index. It's the cost of capital. Gold is breaking down and being destroyed because it's an antiquated elitist store of value. It's a disaster. Don't buy gold, sell your gold. Bitcoin is the world's first digital gold on the world's first global digital monetary network. It's a paradigm shift, the first idea in 5,000 years. It's compressed air. It's electricity. It's hygienic running water. It's something new and different. If you don't understand it, then you should go and study it. Go to hope.com and watch some videos. You should study it because it is, in essence, strong money on a crypto network. And there's no reason it can't flip gold and go to 10 trillion and then replace most debt as a store of value and go to 100 trillion. And if it does, it's going up by a factor of 100. And if you miss it, it will be the greatest opportunity of your lifetime, and you will have missed it because you were too lazy to do the work.